Hey everybody, it's Charlotte from the Kia Hyundai channel, and today we are back with another Seltos comparison video. That's right, today we are comparing the 2024 Kia Seltos LX with the EX. Now these are going to be the top or the introductory level trims for the Seltos, so the first ones that you are going to see, and although there are some key differences between these vehicles, there's also a lot of similarities. Namely the powertrain. These vehicles are both going to share the same powertrain, which is going to be a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and that is going to be paired with an IVT transmission, giving us an output of 147 for our horsepower, there we go, and 132 pound-feet of torque. Now that's not all. Both of these vehicles are showcased in our all-wheel drive variant, but did you know that both the LX and the EX are also available just in front-wheel drive? So if you want to save a little bit of extra money but still keep these same features, you can actually get them just available in front-wheel drive, which I honestly think is Kia's best-kept secret too. But let's start off by talking about the LX. And I want to mention that when it comes to the LX, because this is the introductory level, everything that we see on the LX is also going to be available on the EX, unless of course it adds or replaces. I'll also talk about MSRP, the colors, and of course all of our features, and also which one do I think might be the better value. Stay tuned to find out, and let's get right into it. Alright, so here's your first look at just the LX by itself. And again, this is a very good looking vehicle. I think from the exterior, there aren't going to be as many differences as one might think. Of course, you are going to see the differences in the headlamps. So we have our regular bulbs on the LX as opposed to just having LED lights, an LED headlamp on the EX. Now, both of them do offer projection fog lights. Of course, they're going to be different, with the EX being more of a vertically stacked bulb. So here you can see the difference there versus again on the LX. Here's a look at the front grille. Our grille casing is still going to be the same, so a nice chrome detailing. And I like that it has a little bit of texture to it. Makes it look a little bit more luxurious too. Perfect, perfect. And let's come around to the side. Now, when it comes to safety features, these vehicles are going to share, of course, the same basic features. When it comes to the front end, we're going to have forward collision avoidance assist. We're also going to have lane keep assist available on this vehicle. And our mirrors, you'll notice that we have a little icon on them. This is going to be your blind spot collision avoidance assist. So essentially what this means is when that's illuminated, if there's someone in your blind spot and you indicate a turn, that will illuminate for you but also give you an audible alert. Fun thing about your mirrors too is they are heated and they are electronically controlled. Now, I mentioned that this vehicle does have forward collision avoidance assist, and you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, what does that mean? What that means is if you are driving on the road and say there is a vehicle that brakes hard in front of you, what this vehicle can do is it actually has the capability of bring the vehicle to a full and complete stop to help and mitigate a collision. And if you want to learn a little bit more on that, how to get around it, what you can and can't do with forward collision avoidance assist, we actually have done a video on it too. I'll give you a look at this side and also a look at our wheels. They are going to share the same wheels, which is great to have too. They're both going to be 17-inch alloys, and I actually like the look of these for an introductory level trim. They are an alloy, which is going to be nice and easy to clean, and they have a satin chrome finish on them. When it comes to our molding and side garnishes, it's kind of a black plastic, which isn't my personal favorite, but what can you do? And then we'll come around to the rear. You can see we got bulbs on the rear for the LX. Our cargo space is going to be the same, which I'll show you guys. Let's see if I can get the trunk open. Rear wiper. Wow, look at that. That was tight. There's our wall. There's the trunk. But at least it shows that you can get it open when you are in a tight spot. But here is going to be a look at our cargo space. I like that in the back you do have a light, so that's nice if you're loading stuff up in the evening. And our seats, these vehicles are both in a 5-seater configuration with a 60-40 split in the center, as you can see. And you can also access to knock down the second row from here. Now you've got your cargo floor too, which opens up, and you can see we have a nice real spare tire. This cargo floor can actually drop down to sit almost flush on top of the tire. So if you do need a little bit more of a vertical space, you can definitely do so. Now let's take a look on the inside of the LX. This is the color Snow White Pearl, if anyone was interested, and the MSRP on this vehicle is going to be $27,345. We'll hop inside. Here's your door panel. So as I mentioned, you do have electronically controlled mirrors, which are right there. And here you can see your seats. So I know that they are cloth, so don't hate that, because I actually think that Kia and Hyundai do a very good job with their cloth seats. I still find them quite comfortable, surprisingly, and they're also going to be heated. You have a manually adjustable driver's seat as well as your passenger seat, and just a regular, plastic steering wheel, nothing too crazy going on here. You still have idle, stop and go, traction, and your brightness adjuster for your screen. Now, despite this being an introductory level trim, I think that this looks quite good. So you have a 4.2-inch center screen, and you do have a digital speedometer and tachometer. So basically what that means is only this screen is someone that is really changeable, and you can do so utilizing right here. Both of these vehicles are going to have cruise control, also lane keep assist, as I mentioned. And then over here you can see your 8-inch display. We do have 6 speakers in this vehicle. It's not a premium sound system or anything along those lines, but I do like that in this vehicle you can operate with a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You simply just have to have your phone paired and you're able to access it. Running the oldest software in this vehicle, but again, it's still very easy to use, so I don't think that anyone will have a difficult time. The one thing I will say is it is cased in piano black, which can sometimes be a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but I think it looks pretty luxe, so I'll give them half a point on that one. As we move down, you can see we've got our climate control, so regular dials, nothing too crazy going on there, front and rear defrost, air conditioning, and then down at the bottom, you have a 12-volt, a USB-C, and a USB and USB-C, which can be used for fast charging, also for connectivity. Regular leather-topped gear shift. And also we have drive modes. So I mentioned that this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. I like that we have a normal, sport, and smart. So 3 available drive modes. Each of them are going to change the way the powertrain responds. Normal being the most normal, sport being a little bit more of an increased throttle response, and smart is actually going to be the vehicle learning how you like to drive and giving you the best output based off of that by cycling between normal and sport when appropriate. Also, I mentioned that you're going to have your heated seats. Oh, my gimbal's going a little bit crazy. There we go. Heated seats. And there you go. Very good, very nice, very nice. Okay, now let's take a look at what we have in the second row. All right, so here's your second row look. I like that you do have the nice speaker detailing. And then here in the center, you can see we still have cloth seats. We don't really have anything going on in the rear here. You have a decent amount of space, though, I will say. No center armrest either. You just have regular seats. So it is pretty bare bones back here, but again, it's gonna get the job done, especially if you are looking to just, go to and from. It's definitely gonna be well equipped to do that. And you have an ample amount of space, which is really nice too. No sunroof or anything like that, so you do get the full extent of the vertical ceiling. And now let's go and take a look at the EX. All right, so now let's go and take a look at our EX all-wheel drive. So obviously you can notice that there is a difference between the lighting on the EX and the LX. As I mentioned, you are getting LED headlamps. You're also getting a vertically stacked projection fog light, which looks great. Our wheels are still going to be the same. They're still 17 inches and they're the same alloys. And we're still having those black plastic looking side garnishes and side molding. Mirrors, again, are going to be the same. You're still going to have your blind spot, collision avoidance assist, which is there illuminated, but something that's going to change is on your door handles. So in this vehicle, you are going to get a keyless entry. You're also going to get push button start and also remote start. So that will be the first time that we see that in the Seltos lineup for these trims, that we are able to get remote start for our EX. The nice thing about that is even though this vehicle does not have the capacity for Kia Connect, which is Kia's telematics system, you are still able to utilize remote start without it, which is great. You can also take a look at the rear, our taillights, and again, I love how this stretches all the way across to really emphasize the width and the cargo space of the vehicle. And obviously the biggest differences are going to lie on the interior of this vehicle. So let's hop in. Here's your door. The door is pretty much going to be the same. You still have your electronically powered mirrors. But when it comes to our seating is you are going to get Sofino leather seating, and I like all of the detailing that we see. They are still going to be manually adjustable seats, but also in this vehicle, you can see we're going to have a leather wrapped steering wheel, which also means it's going to be heated. So again, incredibly, incredibly comfortable. Now, it sounds like the climate control is on, so let's actually go and turn that off for right now. And our screen is going to be the same. So from here, you can still change this. You can see your all-wheel drive power distribution, which was that first screen. Still digital speedometer and tachometer. And you're still gonna have your 8-inch screen with those 6 speakers. Still wireless CarPlay, but down here, your dials are gonna look a little bit different for your climate control. You also have the inclusion of auto climate control on this vehicle, so it will bring you up to your designated climate or your desired climate either as quick or as slow and low as you would like. which again, really nice to see. Down here we have a little convenient shelf for your phone, and then of course you're gonna have your 12-volt USB and USB-C. Now, I lied when it came to this vehicle, because if you'll notice, there was one button missing that there is supposed to be. So that is actually the front-wheel drive variant. It is still the same vehicle with the exclusion. It is missing its locking differential. So all-wheel drive is going to have the locking differential on all of them. The front-wheel drives obviously are not. You still have heated seats, heated steering wheel, and yeah, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and still your same drive mode. So that one's I lied to you. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. That's the front-wheel drive. But just pretend it's the all-wheel drive and has a locking differential because I guess we don't have one on the lot right now. Up top, you do have a sunroof, so that's going to be one difference between the EX front-wheel drive and the EX all-wheel drive is you do get a sunroof in the all-wheel drive, but you do get a little bit less headroom because of that. Not very much. It's really only going to be millimeters. And then also, as I mentioned, this is going to be your push-button start. So you can see it just behind the steering wheel right there, push button start. Super nice and easy to use. Love a proximity key. I think it's absolutely great. I think I've mentioned the MSRP, but I can't quite remember, so I'll mention it again. MSRP is $30,345, so a little bit of an increase, of course, from our LX all-wheel drive. Doors back here are still going to be the same. Of course, you are going to have Sofino leather still in the back, and also you are going to have the inclusion of your center armrest with cup holders. So you can see that very clearly. It is adjustable. Now, the back seat actually does get a fair upgrade because you also have rear vents and dual USB-Cs for charging. So I think that if you're looking for something that's a little bit more passenger focused, this is going to be a really good option for you because you have those more passenger-minded features in the rear, like cup holders, you know, armrests, vents, whereas I think that the regular Seltos LX is going to be more so designed if you're commuting and just want something a little bit bigger on the road too. I think that is a little bit more driver-focused. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining me as we compared the LX and EX Seltos in the Kia lineup. Let me know what you guys think of these vehicles and which one do you think that you would buy? Personally, like I said, I think the EX is going to be exceptional value. I've also done a video where we have compared the EX with the EX Premium, which is going to be one step up, and it's really going to compare it to that true mid-trim. Now, let me know what you guys think. I love personally that these vehicles are both available in all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. I think that there's a really cool variation to see between them. And I think that they both offer exceptional value depending on what it is that you're looking for in your next vehicle. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, comment down below what vehicles you want to see compared next, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.